Good morning, beautiful. It's Joe again, and I am back to talk about alternate day fasting, take two, week two. And so far, so good. I'll tell you, all it takes is a fat related accident to get your head back in the right space. And fasting is 100% a head game because it doesn't matter how easy it is when your head's in the right place. If your head isn't, it's daggum near impossible. I know, especially when my sugar addictions were at their worst, but I have been doing really, really, really good. I have been keeping on track with the food schedule that I set for myself, except for one real day, and that was I was feeling yucky. I had one food slip and I ate some cookie dough, just a couple of bites. But it was also getting a little bit old, and I did not feel great the next morning or that night. I still went on my walk, but I did that day have to break my fast a little bit early, get some food in my stomach so I could take some, Tums and Pepto and meds in general. And, also that was 3 days into getting back to the morning walk, and my legs felt like murder. So I desperately wanted to get an 800 milligram ibuprofen on board. So this one day I had a full 8 hour window, ate 3 solid meals, still besides the slip the previous day where I'd had just a few bites. Beyond that, I have been on track, no sweets besides that one slip. And I paid for that slip, learned a little lesson, didn't I? I have been going on my walks. Today was day 3. My walking buddy was out of pocket this morning, and I still went. I actually got to have a slightly slower morning, but I was still awake at 5 a.m. So she messaged me about that time, let me know she couldn't come. So I laid in bed for an extra half hour and read and chilled out a little bit, but then I got dressed and I went ahead and went. I've been working a little bit more right now. My work partner at one of my jobs was in the hospital, so I was having to double up works and things. But this is the one I'm mostly on call for, so I haven't been called to do anything yet. So I'm trying to do some laundry today, which is desperately needed. I did do my weigh-in this morning, so we are basically looking at our 2 week weigh-in, which puts me at 9.3 pounds lost again. Sunday, somebody told me they could start seeing it come off of my face again. I don't know. This is why I take all the pictures. Do you think it's coming off of my face? Now, the picture I took that day, of course it looks like it, but that's a good angle, That's like high, up high picture, makes the chin look smaller. But honestly, this time around, as much as I regained all but like 4 pounds of what I had lost, I do find I didn't have as much pudge in my face as when I started last year. So I think I got there a little faster where it's starting to slim in tone here, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Okay. So, in addition to that, but I have been on track with my morning walks. Work has been good. Step count has been good. Now, when I started posting about getting back right, a friend of mine messaged me and recommended I get a vibration plate. And I was like, huh? What that? So, and I'm like, the only thing I can think of is those old machines they had where they leaned into the belt and the belt vibrated them. And she's like, that's basically it. They're back. So they're back. Vibration plates are back. So I did jump the shark, and I have ordered one. I have to wait for it to come. This one is like an $80 model. It's pretty standard, although this one has some little handles. Here's a picture of it. So it has handles that move around. So if I want it to get into certain poses like this picture, Maybe it'll help me get into some workout poses. It has the arm stretchy bands, it has the remote. I mean, it has everything the others had, but I hadn't seen any other models that had the little handles. So if I want to do any exercises, because what they're saying is uh, equivalent here. Let me take these off so I can read. I have an eye doctor appointment in 2 weeks to see what I can do about some vision care because right now I can't read with these. And in the last 6 months, my vision just went to hell in a handbasket. So, eye doctors. Okay, so 10 minutes every day of vibrating is equivalent of 1 hour cycling or 1 hour jogging or an hour of yoga or 200 sit-ups. I mean, I don't know, man. Uh, or 30 minutes of swimming or 200 push-ups. So there's that shot. And we will see. You can just sit on it, or you can do exercises on it, or you can use the armbands and stand on it and just stand while you're doing upper body workout. So checking into that. This morning was a beautiful walk. So here's a couple of pictures of my beautiful walk this morning when I hit my 2 mile mark where I was turning around. Glorious. There was also deer in front of my house when I walked home, so I'm like, why are you out so late in the morning? Because I did head out a little bit later. So I'm only less than 2 pounds away from getting back under 200 again. I've been averaging it anywhere from just shy of a pound. Like one day it was like 0.9 pounds to a pound and a half every other day lost being back on alternate day fasting. And my calories have still been ranging somewhere between 13 and 1500 calories. And definitely, like, I had to force myself to eat more a couple of days ago. Today is food day, so I'll be eating in a couple of hours. But a couple of days ago, I was working in my little flea market and I had people keep coming in, so I was eating as best I could and trying to stay in my 3 hour window. And I managed to get there, but I had to work for it. And finally, I had to go back and order a couple of those yummy little tacos I mentioned before that I liked to get just a few more calories on board. I mean, I know it's a lot of grease, but it's a lot of protein too. And, you know, it's ground beef, it's lettuce and tomato and everything. So I understand it's not the healthiest, but it's also not a freaking honey bun, so I'm gonna run with it. But I was so full, I could only eat 1.5 of them before I'm like, okay, that's got to be enough calories today. I'm done. So getting the sugar out of my brain is making a difference on how quickly I can satisfy myself. Because, you know, sugar satisfaction and food satisfaction and protein satisfaction are two different things. Because it is a known fact that you can be stuffed so full you feel sick and then still be perfectly fine to eat something sweet. But I have turned sugar off in my brain mostly, and it's working so far. I am very much, as I have said, an all or nothing kind of a girl that will just have a little bit every once in a while turns into every food window I'm gonna have something, and it's gonna turn into a bigger portion than I meant it to be, and it's gonna snowball on me, and I just can't do it. It is nothing, all or nothing. But so far, nothing is working. We're 2 weeks in, we're on track, we've almost lost 10 pounds. It probably truly is a full 10 because the first weigh-in was actually the next day after a full fast because I should have weighed in before I even started, but I was scared to look because I knew it wasn't gonna be pretty. No, I have not gotten all the way back to yoga, but I have been working in some stretching, but I have gotten back up on the rebounder. So when I just need that last little energy bump, few more steps, get that cardio up, I've been hopping onto the rebounder. I have found the technique to get the girls a little more under control beyond just holding on to them without going and changing into like 3 sports bras and it's something I've kind of heard about before, but I never really found the right equipment to do it for myself. And basically it's you strap up right across here where it holds them down here, and I literally took my belt and belted my boobs down and was able to hop up on there while still casually dressed without getting all changed, because that's the problem with it, and that's what I want to be able to do, is just hop on and not have to get changed. And so far it's heading in the right direction. So yoga is still oncoming, but rebounding is back. The walks are fully back. My legs do not feel like murder this week, even though we did rejoin the mesa yesterday. So we did walk up that one big hill I mentioned we were building back up to, and my legs, while I was fatigued, did not feel like bloody murder like they did last week when we were getting over the hump and getting back involved. So all on the right track. The head game is in place, and we are having a good week. Now, I want you to have a great fasting day, and you have a beautiful week, and I will catch you on the flip side.